Right, everyone, hello and welcome to, I think it's episode 66 of our Blackburn Rovers FM17 save. So, quite a lot has obviously happened since the last episode, where we beat Real Madrid 1-0 to secure ourselves a place in the next round of the Champions League, the final 16, I think it is, the first knockout stage. And as you guys can see, we've been drawn against AC Milan. Beat us twice last year in the Europa League. We then played them in the final of the Europa League. We were 2-0 up. They brought it back to 2-2. And then we beat them on penalties to win the Europa League. So, could this be their way of getting revenge, knocking us out of the Champions League? I don't know. But I'm not too worried about them for now. I'm trying to focus more on games a lot more closer by, because that game isn't until February. But yeah, so we beat Real Madrid, of course, and then we played against Aston Villa. Decided to give Andre Gray a run around because Aston Villa, bottom half of the Premier League, they're actually down to 17th now, so it kind of made sense to rest Nano, give Andre Gray a bit of a run around. And to be fair, he bagged a hat-trick, and it could have been 4 if he didn't miss a penalty as well, I think. So credit where it's due to him. We then went away at Liverpool, was contemplating live commenting that, but to be fair, Liverpool ain't exactly doing phenomenally so far this season. They're in 7th place. They're not really the same Liverpool that won the Premier League, like, was it 2 seasons ago? Yeah. Drew 0-0. Really unfortunate, actually. If you look at the match stats, we were just all over them. But we just couldn't find that goal in the end, and Matip got player of the match, which really just goes to show how strong Liverpool's defence was. But from our perspective, yeah, its points dropped, but hey, just look at the amount of clean sheets we've been accumulating recently. And as long as we keep accumulating them clean sheets, as long as we stay hard to beat, I mean, so far, the only real loss for us this season in the Premier League is that 2-1 loss against Watford. Otherwise, we'd potentially be on course to try and, do an Arsenal. But obviously, it's still a long way to go, but it's nice to dream. But yeah, not going to complain too much about a draw. We then played Southampton. Southampton mid-table, I believe, 9th place with Aguirre as their Mexican guy's manager. We beat them relatively comfortably as well. Nice 3-0 victory. Both Andre and Nano getting on the score sheet. Douglas scored a free kick as well. And then we played Stoke, and I think it's safe to say we left it late. Now, I think if you think back to last season where Stoke, I think we're just about pushing for a European spot. This season has gone dreadful for them. They're in 19th place. They're 5 or 6 points off safety at Christmas as things currently stand, and Stoke could very well end up dropping down to the Championship. What a poor season it's been for them, and as well, what a poor season it continues to be for Chelsea on this save. They have sacked that Portuguese guy Paulo Bento, and it looks like they brought in Steve Clark to try and turn around their fortunes, and it's ridiculous how poor Chelsea have been throughout this entire save, considering the amount of money they've got. But it'd be funny if they get relegated. But yeah, a Marco Rog goal in the 86th minute and a Marco Piaka goal in the 89th minute. It was nice to see Piaka get on the score sheet. Had a word with him, told him, look mate, you've got to start scoring more goals. He agreed that he's been poor recently, regardless of the amount of assists he's been getting, and he scored a header. And I'd like to think that hopefully he's somewhat on some kind of road to recovery, because I do still expect at least 10 or 12 goals out of him a season, regardless of assists. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, because in terms of development, he is still improving. He still is one hell of a player. I think he's hit the woodwork quite a few times this season, being a bit unfortunate, but if you want to be Premier League champions, if you want to be Champions League champions, you can't afford inconsistency like that, can you? So, we now have to play Man United, and the Premier League, you're going to look at this and be like, wow, 47-38. But because Man United won the Champions League last season, they, of course, went away to play in the Club World Cup thing, where they won after beating Palmeiras 2-1, and that's basically the main reason why Man United have played 3 less games than us. Positively, it means that those games that they've missed out on, it is eventually going to have to catch up with them, which means that fixture congestion is going to be more of an issue, you'd think, for Man United, unless they get knocked out by Barcelona in the Champions League. That gives them a little bit of breathing space. You'd think that would end up being a problem for them, so we'll have to wait and see. They come straight back and they draw 0-0 against Arsenal, which was a great result for us. And the reason why that was a great result is because, basically, Man United, all they need is 3 wins, and they basically get the 9 points they need to catch up with us. And I was worried about our 0-0 draw with Liverpool, but when Man United got that 0-0 draw with Arsenal, it basically evened things out a little bit. But it also emphasises why this particular match is so important. We've played Man United twice so far this season. We played them once in the UEFA Super Cup, and we played them once in the EFL Cup somewhere around here. No, not there. United. Here. And we've beat them twice. Now, the issue for us at the moment is injuries galore. So, Fabio's injured. Niang, who's our top goal scorer so far this season, injured. Kerem Demirbay injured again after recently coming back only a few weeks ago. Volkvist finds himself suspended, and Nigel is also injured. So, as you can see, we're even going to be going into this game without a full bench. I mean, I could bring youngsters in, but I won't end up playing them, to be brutally honest. So we'll have to wait and see. As far as Man United are concerned, Luke Shaw's out, Aysaj is out, and Eden Hazard may make an appearance. Not too sure yet. He's on 73%, so fingers crossed Mourinho doesn't just end up lobbing him on the pitch. But it's going to be a tough game. A draw would probably be a decent result for us, but particularly given that we're at home, and we are, of course... Oh, wow. We're going to end up playing them on the final game of the season. So, okay, I think that's self-explanatory as to why I'm wowing about that, depending on how the rest of the Premier League goes. But yeah, given that this is the home game, I think it's kind of a no-brainer that we have to, if not win this game, 100% not lose it. So, without further ado, let's jump straight in. Okay, here we go then. So, as you guys can see, Hazard starts, which isn't what I expected, but it's happening. So for that reason, we're going to try and tackle him hard. The lad's already injured. Tackle him hard, hurt him even more, and force Man United to have to sub him off. As far as we're concerned, Varela starts out on the right-hand side because, of course, Fabio is injured. Kalas and Dumic, you saw all them clean sheets, and it's been achieved by playing both the partnership of Kalas and Dumic as our back two, so can't really change that in my opinion. Augustinson on the left, Romeu in the hole in front of the back four. Rog comes in for Demirbay alongside Carlos Elenia, and our front three consists of Piaka, Nano and Gray. Ideally, we'd obviously want Niang on the right hand side. He's injured, and really I have to choose between, do I go for Kunz on the right hand side or Andre Gray? And I think in an important game like this against Man United, I don't want to go for the cheeky 18-year-old German kid. As far as Man United are concerned, Rashford plays on the right-hand side. Back four, pretty much the same as it always is. But Daley Blind comes in defensively on the left-hand side because Sayed Helsaj, or however the hell you pronounce it, Haysaj or something, and Luke Shaw, obviously, as we saw, are both injured. So, yeah, Daley Blind's going to be quite defensive, so it might not really be too good of an idea trying to and mount most of our attacks down our right-hand side. Maybe focus more on Lindelof's side, because he's going to be the advanced fullback going forward, so he's definitely going to leave space behind him, and Rashford won't do that much defensively. So, depending on how things go, come 30th, 35th minute and whatnot, we might try and tweak things. Lucas Lima playing just off Alvaro Morata, who's an absolute beast in this game, and a partnership of Paul Pogba and Saul in the middle of the park. But as always, play our own game and tweak as we go along like we always do, and so far it's been working for us fine this season. Here we go then. It's raining, as you can see. I can't remember the last time actually I managed a game and it was raining this heavily. It's pretty heavy rain right now. It's pretty bad that I'm focusing so much on the rain actually. I'm sorry. It's kind of what we do in this part of the country. Yeah. What a ball that was from Elenia. Oh god, I've seen this before. Remind me of the goal we conceded against Man City. So Kalas needs to win that in the air, and he does. But Man United, though, trying to transition, kind of similar to what they tried to do to Rashford up front in the Europa League in real life, that quick long ball forwards. But more than often it ends up, oh God, he's being sent off. Why is he trying to kill Alenya for? Two Spaniards trying to knock each other out. You end up in kind of a weird scenario where obviously that lone striker that you are hoofing the ball up to ends up very, very isolated. But, 6 minutes in and Man United are already down to 10 men, so this could be, if we do manage to get the win, which we should really manage to do, be quite an interesting turn in terms of the title race. So Gray finds Nano, who doesn't miss from there, and as soon as Manchester United get a man sent off, cometh the hour, cometh the man, and Nano was that man. Piaka played it to Rog. It was a beautiful ball from Rog and an even sexier through ball from Andre Gray. Obviously proving my decision correct to play him instead of Kunz, I guess. It's really nice, because you sometimes think of Andre and Nano and think, well, they're both kind of our main strikers and that they're kind of competing against each other for that starting striker spot. But I have noticed that when I do kind of play them together, they do honestly just pair together really, really well. I'm not quite sure what the hell Varella's trying to do there, giving the ball straight back to Man United, but fortunately Rajkovic picks that cross up, and I'm trying to figure out what Man United are actually doing with their midfield right now after going down. It seems like they've just potentially just got no one playing right mid, but the question then is, what have they done with Rashford? Oh, it's a poor ball. We need the defenders to tackle Morata at all costs now. But you see how isolated he is up front. I'm not quite happy with how we lost the ball so easily in midfield, but I'm not going to panic too much just yet. Right, yeah, so, yeah, it was exactly what I thought they did. So where have they moved Rashford to? Centre mid. Right, that's interesting. So Rashford's now playing centre mid. Looking at the match stats, I think Man United are still doing pretty well, considering they are down to 10 men. They're keeping the ball pretty well as well. We're going to have to maybe go in at half-time and see what we can do to try and prevent that. Pogba picks the ball up, and that's a good tackle from Andre. Maybe just look to slow our own game down, hold on to the ball a little bit better. Rog into Andre Gray, you really should have scored there. Should have put the game to bed at 2-0. Good save from David De Gea, which you'd expect from a goalkeeper like him. But here we go, 43, 44, and we're in at half-time. Now, Nano's goal is the difference, the commentator just said, and we'll have to calmly tell the guys not to get complacent out there. No idea why this was their reaction, but okay then. So what we're going to do is change these guys to fullbacks, give us a little bit more width, and we know that Man United like a nice bit of width as well. Increase our own width and tell our players to look for the overlap. That'll just slow them down when they are on the ball. We'll change to a controlled mentality as well. So start playing that ball wide a little bit more to the fullbacks. It'll just allow us that little bit better to hold on to the ball and frustrate Man United, especially considering that they are down to 10 men. But other than that, let's be honest, we've only got 5 people on the bench anyway, so there's not much point in contemplating a substitution just yet. So Shaqiri's been subbed on for Hazard, it seems. And really what I want to see is I just want to see the match stats really just increase in terms of possession, especially. Unless we score here. Andre to Piaka, who loses it. Rog finds Andre Gray. Oh, he's hit the post, and Nano can't catch up with Lindelof. And once again, Man United get away with complete murder, but so far, so good as we kick off this second half. And really, we do need to try and find a second goal here, because Man United, you can never really count them out, especially in Mourinho's side, even though they are down to 10 men. Wait, oh, careful, Alenya. Yep, okay, that's a nice ball. So great, scurries forward. Looks for the overlap with Varela. As you can see, just that extra bit of width just gives you that extra passing option, as opposed to when he's in IWB. Most of the time he'll then be found behind the centre mid, which makes him a little bit more difficult to pass to. Rog shoots. Rog, oh. He's missed. I thought that was going in. 4 clear-cut chances. And I'm starting to wonder how much longer until we start to regret not actually putting away one of them other clear-cut chances. Kunz is going to come on for Piaka, because he's just not played well, to be honest. In terms of other substitutions, I see no reason as to why I should substitute my goalkeeper nor put on another centre-back. Marco Rog's looking nervous, but that's probably just on the back of missing that opportunity. So we'll just keep things the exact same way they are. Tell the lads to tighten up a little bit. Man United haven't really threatened. They've not even had a single highlight so far this second half. To be fair, possession stats-wise, they've not really improved like I kind of hoped they would. But I think we should be fine. So Varela throws the ball out to Rog, who could shoot from this distance, and it's gone wide. Not the best game for Rog in terms of finishing, but we know his finishing is without a shadow of a doubt dodgy. We'll just drop back to a counter mentality, and should just about be enough. There's a phone going off. I'm not quite sure if it gets picked up by the microphone. Should just about be enough for us to see the game out. Bit of a boring game, to be honest. Can Gray make it 2? Shoots, and yeah, he does. Okay, so that second goal finally came, and I'm glad that it's Andre Gray who scored it as well. In with the aid of the woodwork, and kind of, you got to feel sympathetic for David De Gea there as well. Did everything he could, but it was just a fantastic finish, wasn't it? Right in the bottom corner, so much so that it went in off the post. And, you know, when you aim and pull the trigger like that, there's just absolutely nothing you can do about it as a goalkeeper. There's only so much you can physically do. And if you do manage to get down and save it, then you pull off a wonder save. Now, we beat Man United, and it's a phenomenal win. It's a fantastic win. It really is. And in terms of the league table, we'll see exactly what it does for us. So, at the moment, Boxing Day, yes, Man United have only played 16 games, and we played 19. But we're currently 12 points ahead of them, which is a lot of ground for Man United to try and make up. Gonna hold my hands up, you know, and say this is the third time that we beat Man United this season. Is it a fluke? I don't know. But I think we were quite fortunate by the fact that Man United had Saul sent off so early on in the game. And to be fair, I think that decision, not from the referee, because it was certainly a red card, but that decision from Saul to go in on Piaka like that probably may very well have just, I don't want to say lost them the Premier League, because it's still very, very early, because if Man United end up getting knocked out early in the Champions League, we'll, if we beat AC Milan, end up being the ones with fixture congestion. But massive mistake from Saul, without a shadow of a doubt. But what a result that was. We have to apparently pay Juventus 800k. I don't really care right now. It's yet another game where we haven't conceded a goal. So that's 7 games in a row where we haven't conceded a goal, which really is unbelievable. It really, really is. We go back to the Premier League table, take a look at it in detail, and I'm pretty sure like 5 episodes ago, we mentioned the fact that we've only conceded 5 goals so far in the league, and we've still only conceded 5 goals so far in the league. In terms of scoring goals, one of the areas we wanted to improve coming out of last season was, well, we didn't really feel like we were scoring enough goals, even though defensively we were sound. Now, not only have we scored the most goals in the Premier League on Boxing Day, you know, based on how the table currently stands. Now, this could, of course, still change, but we're also conceding the least goals in the Premier League. So we do deserve to be top of the Premier League. We have been the best side in the Premier League so far this season. We're building, I think, on our Europa League win and Champions League qualification from last season. Still a long, long way to go. We are approaching that January mark, which is when our second half season syndrome kicks in. The next episode, I'm not really quite sure where I want to put it, to be honest. Part of me doesn't really care about the EFL Cup, and I'm not sure if you guys care about the EFL Cup either. And a part of me doesn't really rate the Chelsea game anymore, because I feel like 75% of the episodes on this channel are us playing Chelsea, and they're currently 16th in the Premier League. So yes, you know, they've got a good team on paper, somewhat. But they're 16th in the Premier League. It would make more sense to make Wolves a live com, or even Crystal Palace, you know what I mean? So I'm not quite sure when the next episode will be. Maybe Arsenal. We are approaching the 1st of January, which does mean we have some new players coming in. Now, Ilya Bojovic from Crvena Zvezda, we signed him, Serbian centre-back, for 600k. I'm finally glad to get my hands on him 18 years of age, 15 heading, 14 marking, 17 tackling. Mental attributes could be better, and we'll probably get them improved by getting someone like a Danny Bath to tutor him. But in terms of what we've paid for him, 800k, I'm really glad that this guy's finally joining the team. And of course, we have his other Serbian mate from Vojvodina, who we've paid just about 300k for him. Darko Doric, who also looks like quite a coup of a player, 17 years of age. I'm not quite sure why our scouting on him's disappeared, but 12 tackling, 11 heading, which could all improve. But for that small amount of money, 300k, if you can boost his tackling up to 14 and heading to around 13, we can sell him on for a few million in the future. So we've upgraded our training facilities as well, which really helps with that. And of course, world famous 25.5 million quid fullback also joins us in January. So I'm going to be looking to see whether or not I can get him tutored and see if I can integrate him into the starting lineup somehow. But until next time, I've been Kyanite. If you enjoyed this video, because I certainly did after beating Man United, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching.